Um, like you see the tropes of like Doctor Manhattan being a black man. Usually, when I look at a movie, I get like see exactly who's the villain, how it's going to happen, what's going to be the major turn. Because usually, most storytelling is basic surface level, whatever, right?
Mhm.
Doctor Manhattan being a black man blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, but yet he was so naive to let himself be captured, even though he was omnipotent, and let this Caucasian man steal his power away from him.
Man, that nigga, the only thing he was thirsty. You know what I'm saying? All he wanted the entire time, he had all the power in the world. And what was he out here doing? Chasing twat. You know what I'm saying? I got no respect for that dude. He is one of them cats I just don't like because he's like too powerful. Now his whole purpose is what?
He just trying to stay out the way because he's so powerful.
No, he didn't even want to do that no more. He was like, yo, I need some love out here. I need me a woman. You know what I'm saying? He was like LL in '87. You know? Like that's some
So
sucker.
what? He had shot off to the moon, right, at the end of Watchmen. So in the series, he decided to come back to Earth and decided to live his life as a black man. I don't know, man. It didn't sit right with me, man.
It felt good, man.
It felt
good
weird,
over my
man. It
heart.
just felt weird, man. You know
I'm
what I'm
just
saying?
saying,
You just decide to just put on the skin of a black man. That just something about
question.
that's just not right.
How many omnipotent black people you see in cinema?
But he wasn't omnipotent, he wasn't a black man though. Fresh, he was a white man pretending to be a black man.
I don't know, man. See, you try to throw curveballs, I ain't try to hear.
Nah, bro, he was a white man. He's still a white dude.
No, man. He went past race, man. You know what I'm saying? He went into the original being. You know what I'm saying? He became the original man. That's the reason why he came back down.
Nah, man.
I thought the series was good. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
really disappointed we couldn't get to a second season of that. You know, I feel
yeah,
like
it was good. It was a lot of like agenda stuff put in there too. It was kind of strange at points. The storytelling with Regina's what's her name? It's not Regina Hall, but Regina something.
King.
yeah, Regina
Regina
King.
King's grandfather. You know, the first black superhero. You know, they had some moments that was kind of, crazy in that, and they didn't really like touch on that. You know what I'm saying? When he was part of that team, it was dope when they was doing the flashbacks and just showing that he wore that hood and he put the noose around his neck. You know what I'm saying? And he was putting in work on the streets. Then he was trying to join that super team, and they wouldn't let him join or something. Or they didn't want him to take his hood off because they didn't want the world to know he was black. But then at the same time, he was screwing the white leader. That shit was wild, and then nobody talked about that.
It reminded me of what was that Chappelle skit? The black white supremacist.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was cool until you see who did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's cool he a superhero, but no, he a nigga. So no, you know what I mean? Like, so what? He saved my life. He's
Right?
still a nigga. Like, come on, man. What
Yeah.
kind of fucking devious shit is that, man? Like,
Right.
he's a superhero. Like, let him
God.
save your ass like he wanted to. You know what
No,
I'm saying? So
them white folks ain't about to let him punch them in the face.
that was true.
Yeah,
man.
because the cops was already when they got wind, he might have been black. It was it was kind of tripping. I think they just didn't address him being down low because does it really need to be addressed? I mean that's this is what he was. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. His sexuality had nothing to do with it, per se, because I don't know what y'all think about it, but like that is normalized where what I'm saying sexuality. I don't give a fuck what you do in your bedroom or whatnot. That's none of my business. But when it comes to being a superhero, I wonder why his identity was such a misnomer for white people. Like, come on, man. Like, the guy was saving your life. What does it have to deal with skin color? You know what I'm saying? The guy is beating bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's a nigga, he can't beat up an outlaw. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't save you from
those are white outlaws, and they don't want to lose control. They don't want a bunch of other black people feel like they can put on a mask and beat up a bunch of white folks.
That shit trash, man.
You know what I'm saying? You start to lose control. You let one of them do it, then you got a lot of them doing it, man. Come on.
Now we got all these Nat Turners.
You got white blood in you just like I do. You understand how this shit go.
Oh my goodness. Nothing is you saying is wrong though. That's what part that's killing me. I'm like, damn, he is right. These are like, knockout blows from Tyson. Like, dude, that's crazy. Yeah. You'd rather die in a fire than let a black man save you. That is nuts, bro.
Well, I mean, the person who's being saved, I doubt that, they have any issue with it.
Oh, they have issue. They have issue.
Get your hands off me, boy.
Just let me die.
Boy.
Damn. Right.
My granddaddy died the same way.
I'm gonna let you save my life, but this don't change nothing, boy.
I catch you around here tomorrow, I'll hang you, boy. So you catch him around there the next day, it's over with. Right.
Don't tell a soul. Yeah. I don't know. It was a good portrayal of that though, because I think that's just how those times in America would have definitely been like that. Definitely. So,
but Fresh was really just kind of honestly, I was just telling a couple of young cats at my job about Lovecraft Country, and I told them what really hit home was like the sundown towns and what was that? The Blue Book? The Blue Books where you had to follow those specific paths or, go to those specific.
Yeah.
The Green Books. Yeah. I was just telling them how dangerous, and that it just added another layer of terror on top of the supernatural. And they did it so well, just kind of interwove like history with the supernatural. That's the kind of storytelling, black folks want.
Now here's the thing about that one, because it like swept all the awards, but HBO was like, whoa, that we can't have this. This is a dangerous story. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the story, old girl becomes really omnipotent. She becomes like something beyond, and like you said, it was such a different portrayal of what you're used to seeing with black television and black characters that I don't. Did HBO get scared? That's what I'm wondering. Like, damn.
I really want to know the rationale behind award-winning show being canceled when you had no actor being argumentative or problematic. You know what I'm saying?
No issues. Yeah, you got a hot director, a hot writer. Like, everybody loved the show. It was causing controversy because it brought too much truth, and I think that was what HBO was scared of. Like, because old girl, I forget, and forgive me, I forget her name, but I think she said she was gonna put even more in the next season. HBO was like, yeah, they don't need to know that.
Yeah, but probably scared them off with that statement.
Yeah, and you see nobody touched her either. Like, no, we're not gonna touch that. But see, when it comes to stuff like that, I wish a guy like a Tyler Perry would step in and take the place. Like, bro, you need that Lovecraft in your catalog. You know what I'm saying? Don't touch it. No, to me, I feel like it'll be like Kanye going to Rockefeller. Everybody's talking murder, and here's Kanye doing his own thing. You know what I mean? And Rockefeller just let him grow. I think Tyler Perry or one of these black content producers or production people need to get on board with stories like that. And don't be afraid of it, and just, you know what I'm saying?
You're asking them to put their reputation on the line now.
I was saying, like, Tyler Perry is Tyler Perry, where he
makes a certain
brand of he makes a certain brand of stuff. Do you want his fingerprints on Lovecraft Country? You know what I'm saying? Like,
he ain't gonna put up no money for that shit. They're gonna be in there looking like with them little fugazi wigs and looking bold as hell.
Yo, man, what is it's not enough light-skinned niggas in there that love Jesus.
Yeah. I'm a dark-skinned man who hates Jesus. No, he's I'm bald with a beard. Yeah. Dark man. But no, I guess y'all right. Okay, but maybe not specifically Tyler Perry, but somebody. You know what I mean?
Somebody with actual foothold in Hollywood that would take the reins of it to let that story be played. But
yeah, it don't have to be black either. Shit, somebody that wants this story out here, bro. Like, What are we
It's
scared?
I
of?
mean, if
It's years.
you
There's
know,
levels to it, and like I bet money because HBO has a master. There's only like 3 or 4 masters out here for product to come out, whatever, right? If one of them put a nix on it, all of them most likely put a nix on it, bro.
That is whack.
You know what I'm saying? It's like literally, like say for instance, a show get canceled on one network, then get picked up by another network. They still under the same umbrella. You know what I'm saying? It's just that one they have time for one or whatever rationale or reasoning they had. But for a story that was so black and so original as Lovecraft Country to get canceled after winning all those awards, I don't know, man. That smells fishy, man.
See, the beautiful part to me of it is I don't know if I just consider it like a black project. I think it's black centric, but it's told that that's digestible from all angles. I just think people are afraid of what it's saying, but I don't think it's something like that's a purely black product, like you know what I'm saying, like a menace to society or something. You know that ain't going for no Oscars or no nonsense like that. It's strictly targeted towards certain kinds of people, but I don't think Lovecraft was of that same mode. I think it's just an amazing product that happened to star black people that told a black story, black centric story. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really made it dope and digestible. And I think that's what they're scared of.
Yo, man, you gave a lot of words soup right there. It's a black cinema, man. That's simple as that, man. Like, and because you, if you have a black cast that's telling a black story, it's black cinema, and usually that cinema is not felt by a majority of this world. You know what I mean? It's rare that you have that where it's like, all right, we're gonna put some money behind it. Don't forget, we previously talked about how Black Panther was treated, the first one. You know what I'm saying? You was talking about a lone player that is not a money maker, that is critically acclaimed, with not that many white people in it. And I don't know, man.
I say it like this. I thought it was more sci-fi than just like a black project. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I understand what you're saying with that. You know what I'm saying? Because like it was sci-fi. It is sci-fi. You know what I'm saying? But to the masses, when they see black characters and then you bring certain black historical events that occurred into it, they consider it black, man. That's almost like
that's
black.
That's the beautiful thing about like these stories. Like we was talking about Watchmen and now Lovecraft Country, how easily like history was interwoven into them. You know what I'm saying? So you get a little bit of some sci-fi, which everybody likes for the most part. The black audience hasn't really been introduced to a lot of sci-fi outside of like major like movie genres like Star Wars and stuff, right? So we don't really watch that type of stuff. So Lovecraft was completely different to what it was counter programming to like what we normally see. It's always some kind of a drama, love and hip hop type stuff, show. We don't get stories like that. So it was unique, but then you get the historical element and you start to learn some history in there. So you can kind of layer some history into that, and that's powerful. And you really don't want those stories getting out if you're like a white studio or somebody who don't want those stories to be, see the light of day.
Yeah, the people with the real agenda, the ones that don't want you to know certain things. And that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it wasn't like a lot of white people, everybody loved those shows. So
I wonder how they even got greenlit though. How did it even get passed and get, how did they even make it? Somebody read that script and saw that and decided to make it anyway.
Maybe the script was so ambiguous you couldn't tell that was, well, no, once you start talking about green books and all of that. But maybe it was just the sci-fi aspect took you out of that. And he was like, yeah, we could tell this story, but didn't understand how interwoven and deep it really was. Because some of those scenes, especially that Tulsa, Oklahoma scene that first started the show, were heavy hitting. You know what I mean? A lot of people that scared the shit out of them. And that,
Yeah, I don't think they think we are paying attention, but like I said before, we are like those children that grew up in like foster homes and you're trying to find your family. Like we are thirsty for some history. We're thirsty to learn about our lineage and where we come from. So anytime something like that flash on the screen, we gonna absorb that shit. That's the danger.
Yeah, when you thirsty for that shit, let me hit you with another slave movie.
Right, right.
Oh yeah,
Put your ass right back in the box.
I give
And
you.
you know what's crazy is black folks really like,
You want some history?
right,
I got some
right.
history for you, boy.
you know, black folks is the biggest consumers of that type of media though. Slavery shit.
I mean, nah, don't get me started on that nonsense. But I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is this: I need way more Lovecraft, country centric type stories and things out there that could just tell amazing stories, man. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't need people to be afraid of it. I need people to embrace it and understand what it is. If it makes you uncomfortable, that's history. There's nothing that we could do to change that. That shit happened.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like we have to go out and support that stuff. We have to put black dollars behind it,
I think we
so
did.
Hollywood knows that hey, they want this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they still gonna try to resort back to their old ways and try to put some old narratives in front of us. It's up to us to not go for it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Now here's
Yeah,
the thing.
I see a lot of backlash for that Will Smith movie for people that haven't seen it yet, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff online on socials and in my daily talking to people like, yo, no more slave movies. You know what I mean? Don't want to see it, especially people our age and above. Now, you know what I'm saying? Certain movies need to be redone or shown so history don't repeat itself for the younger generation. But our generation is like, nah, I ain't trying to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? We are thirsty for seeing our faces in movies that typically wouldn't have us in it. You know what I mean? As the leads or part of it in a sense, whatever, right? Like previously we was talking about like you see like stories like Yellowstone, talking about Montana ranchers, you know what I'm saying? Or Sons of Anarchy, talking about biker gangs and all that stuff in California. And it is black stories that are more than the church going crowd or the drug dealing crowd that we can actually see. You know what I'm saying? It's total like for example, like when Will Smith, before he started smacking niggas, that one movie where I believe Pursuit of Happiness. Amazing storytelling, amazing shit. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Wall Street, black man trying to get on Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? It was very riveting. You know what I mean? So like, it's possible to do these stories, get critically acclaimed, and still show. You know what I'm saying? Show and prove. So do it more. You know what I mean? Like we do want to see it. We don't want to see no slavery shit, man.
No. Yeah, you're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. I had a point going forward about that, but I'm just like, at this point, it doesn't. I don't think they're going to want to show us nothing riveting with a black lead. I do appreciate all these young black actors getting their shine, whether they're British or not or whatever. There's some amazing talent, and what's my man name? I forget his name. He played Tick in Lovecraft Country. He's I think he's going to be. If he rocks this chance out with Marvel,
talking about Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, I think I can foresee him being a mainstay in this next phase for Marvel just because of his acting prowess. But so we'll see how Marvel uses him. You know what I mean? As Kang the Conqueror and things like that nature. But from what we saw in Loki, I'm prepared for what, you know what I'm saying, the acting ability he could bring to the table.
Majors is a bad man. From Tick to the He Who Remains to whatever. He about to be in the new Creed, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
With the unfortunate passing of Chadwick and the unfortunate slapping by Will Smith. And you know who you call it, Denzel, you know what I'm saying, he had his time. So like it's like a void for black male actors taking lead roles. You know what I'm saying? They could hold down a movie, bring in the money to these these theaters or whatnot. Now I think my man got a shot of doing that. Majors is a bad man.
Mm-hmm.